My friend and I, as kids, always liked the looks of these Land Rovers. Their upright, boxy, no-nonsense shape made them look like they were ready to tackle even the toughest terrain and ready for safari. And that they are. In North America, the Discovery was introduced in 1994, and by 1997 sales rose from 4,906 units to 23,826 units. In 1999, the Discovery was extensively redesigned and re-engineered with over 13,000 new parts that Land Rover decided to rename it the Discovery Series 2. Alright, and with that said, what we are looking at here today is a 2002 Land Rover Discovery Series 2 SE V8. It is painted in white gold metallic with the Bahama beige perforated leather interior. With very few options on this car, as you can see by the pricing information, it's a great deal for not a lot of money. With a lot of standard features, including permanent full-time all-wheel drive, this Luxo SUV is a true epitome of the term sport utility vehicle. And as stated before, all Discoveries are equipped with a permanent full-time all-wheel drive system with a 2-speed transfer case. The Discovery is extremely capable off-road and are body-on-frame construction with a wheelbase of 100 inches, an overall length of 177.9 inches, a ground clearance of 8.4 inches with an approach angle of 31 degrees, a departure angle of 21 degrees, and a ramp breakover angle of 19.1 degrees. The Discovery can afford water depths of up to 20 inches at 5 miles per hour. And while 85% of the Discovery was redesigned in 1999 for its 2000 model year, the engine, albeit several improvements, is still considered a carryover unit. In this vehicle, power comes from the tried and true Rover Thor base 4-liter 241 cubic inch overhead valve 90 degree 2-valve pushrod V8. It features aluminum block and head construction, Bosch Motronic control systems, and a 9:4:1 compression ratio. It creates 188 horsepower at 4,750 RPM, 250 pound-feet of torque at 2,600 RPM. In November 2001, Car and Driver tested a similar Discovery 4.0 from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 10.1 seconds, 0 to 80 miles per hour in 18.8 seconds. Quarter mile was reached in 17.7 seconds at 78 miles per hour, with the top speed drag limited to 105 miles per hour. For the U.S. market, the Discovery features a 24.6 U.S. gallon fuel tank and consumes a whopping 7.7 gallons per 100 miles driven. Current production Discoveries consume 4.3 gallons per 100 miles driven by comparison. Estimated total driving range is 320 miles, with EPA fuel economy figures being 12 miles per gallon city, 16 miles per gallon highway, and 13 miles per gallon combined. And for the North American market, there was only one sole transmission available, and that was a ZF Source 4-speed 4HP22 automatic with a lock-up torque converter, manual shift capability, hill descent control, and drive mode selects. Alright, as we walk around the rear of the Land Rover Series 2, at first glance, it's pretty much traditional from a Land Rover standpoint. Nothing very interesting to speak of, but I like the concept of a side hinge rear door. Tail and brake lights are mounted midway up the rear panel, with turn indicators and rear fog lamps mounted lower in the bumpers. Overall, rear end styling is pretty boring and is very well suited to the type of vehicle that this is. One thing I do like is these overhead skylight windows that are over the rear cargo area, and it looks like the top can be removed with that black seal. However, it is not removable that I know of. This vehicle also features a trailer tow package. And looking at the profile, it shows the outdoor exploration theme of this vehicle, specifically with the aforementioned upper skylights over the rear third windows and over the cargo area. Step in height is relatively high, however not entirely impossible, despite the fact that our vehicle does not have step bars. And steering on this vehicle is hydraulically assisted recirculating ball with 3.5 turns lock to lock and a 39-foot turning radius. Wheels are 18-inch silver painted aluminum split 5-spoke wheels with two 55/55 R18 Continental 4x4 contact tires. Brakes are 4-wheel disc brakes assisted by ABS, electronic brake force distribution, hill descent control, and electronic traction control. These brakes can bring the Series 2 from 70 miles per hour to 0 in 196 feet. Alright, and taking a look at the front end has been redesigned. It used to have the older headlamp units. Now they have clear lens units with halogen headlamps. Overall, though, the front end is very utilitarian in design. Lots of matte black plastics, body color accents. This vehicle is also equipped with headlamp washers. Overall, very typical Land Rover. Alright, let's take a look inside. Now, we do not have smart key access, but we do have keyless remote entry. Opening the doors, they are actually very bank vault-like. They're very solid in feel, but opening the doors reveals a very nice and luxurious interior. Nice high-quality leather. You've also got soft touch door panels with the suede-like inserts. You've also got little pieces of burl walnut accents. Door pulls here. You've also got door mounted speakers and matte pockets. Mirror control switches are on the instrument panel. It's actually interesting that the door features no electronics switches on it. You do have your air vent close, front and rear fog lamp controls. You've also got a tilt steering wheel. The steering wheel is leather wrapped and it is two-tone. Alright, let's take a look at these seats. The seats are actually very, very comfortable. They're very supportive. They have good lateral support. They are power adjusted on the driver and passenger. They also feature high adjustable head restraints. The seats are also heated and feature perforated leather inserts. They've also got a contrast edge welting. And on the center console, you do have your 8-way power seat adjustments. Each seat also has its own individually adjustable armrest. On the center console, you have your power window switches, window lockouts, as well as heated seat controls. Alright, panning through the interior and showing more details. As you can see, nice fluid, easy to use, power assisted steering. The steering wheel does feature an airbag, as well as your horn buttons located above. You've also got your audio controls, as well as cruise controls. And looking at the gauge cluster, pretty basic. Very easy to read, however, and yes, the airbag light is on. On the other side of the binnacle, you have your rear washer control, as well as your rear wiper control and your cruise control master switch. Panning over the top of the dash, as you can see, it's in pretty good shape, not cracked or anything like that. You do have a nice, large, no-slip storage area. A very nice, wide control area here. It is featured with 2 air vents. You've also got your AM/FM cassette player in the front. Down below, dual zone electronic automatic climate controls. Very easy to use, very typical of this generation Land Rover. And in the pod closest to the driver, you have hill descent controls. You've also your hazard warning, your defroster, rear window defroster, fuel door release, and a change holder below. And on the passenger side, you have your door lock switch, your clock, and an ash receiver. And looking at the console below, you at the very foremost, you have your high-low neutral transfer case selector, 2 cup holders, automatic transmission, handbrake, and your various controls with your windows and your heated seat controls and your window lockouts. Padded leather wrapped armrest opens up to reveal nice deep storage. It also swings all the way out to reveal cup holders and storage for the rear seat passengers. Overall, the interior of this Discovery is pretty timeless. It is aging, but is aging very well in my opinion. I actually like the look of it. Overhead, you have your dual sunroof controls, as well as your rear sunroof lockout. You have overhead master lighting. Your mirror is automatic dimming. It features a compass and 3-channel HomeLink universal garage door opener. Taking a look overhead, humongous sun visors with illuminated vanity mirrors. Nice overhead storage compartment bins. Alright, let's take a look at the rear seat. The rear seat access is actually pretty hard to get into due to the narrow and cut door, the way the doors are cut in the back. But the interior of the rear seat area is very nicely crafted for this age of vehicle. The soft touch and sway-like door inserts continue. And overhead, you have overhead storage pockets, overhead lighting, and your overhead sunroof controls. You've also got 2 individual skylights in the rear, as well as shade covers. The seats do seat 3 across. They are 60-40 split folding with high adjustable head restraints on all passenger seating areas. You've also got this nice little trick armrest that lowers the head restraint when you lower the armrest. The armrest also features a pop-out cup holder for the rear seat passengers. Raising the armrest automatically raises the seat back and head restraint. Lowering the seats is easy, just locating the levers and pulling up. That will release the seat back and fold it. And the right seat operates the exact same way. It is the larger 60 portion of the 60-40 split folding seats. Alright, let's take a look at the luggage area. Due to the fact that originally this vehicle is designed as a right-hand drive vehicle, it also shows in the fact that the gate and even left-hand drive markets is hinged on the right. So in the US market, this would actually open towards the curb, which would pose some safety problems. But inside the rear door, you do have a large storage pocket. As you can see, the luggage area is very nice and spacious. Here are the seat folding. Overall, cargo capacity is pretty good. With the rear seats up, you get 40.5 cubic feet, and with your rear seats folded, you have 63.3 cubic feet. On each side, you have these extremely deep and large storage bins. They do not lock, however, as stated before, they are very deep. And it is a load flat floor. You also have illumination back here, and illumination aided by those skylights. You have tie-down hooks and grocery bag hooks, as well as a 12-volt power point. Alrighty, and that does conclude our video. If you like this and would like to see more like it, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and of course, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/neighborhoodcarreviews and Instagram at BrensoJ1. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.